What's up, y'all? Taylor Exchange here with another video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a part-time reseller in North Texas. I'm here to show you how I make money selling things online. Today I have a very special guest. This is Brittani from Essential Endeavors. She's gonna, come on the show and talk a little bit about her reselling journey. Brittani, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little bit crazy. The room is a little crazy. I was filming today. I was working today. I kind of combined working and filming together to kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, living my reselling life, still getting used to the new house and yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You recently moved to Texas, so you joined the club. I know there's a lot of Texas resellers out there. I've had a pretty interesting week. I got the new truck, so I was putting a few parts on it. I was going to film putting the receiver hitch on yesterday, but I'm glad I didn't because it was very difficult and I made a few mistakes that I probably shouldn't have, but my neighbor helped me out and we were able to get that thing knocked out. So I was really, really happy I got that out of the way. But I wanted to bring you on the show and kind of talk to you a little bit about Mercari sourcing. Today at the end of work, I had 10, 15 minutes to kind of watch the clock essentially. And I got on Mercari and I was like, let's see if I can find some things. So one of the things I was looking at was Walkmans. Sony Walkmans are one of those items that I've sold broken. There's Reseller on the Road is a gentleman who watches my channel and he has a channel as well. He said there's a really big company that buys them up, and I looked up the person that bought the last Walkman I sold, and yeah, they're the same ones he had mentioned. They have 50,000 positive feedback, and they buy these and then they restore them. So I was like, maybe I can find a few on Mercari for cheap and buy them even if they're broken and flip them. So I hadn't been on Mercari in a while. I did sell a few items in the past. So whenever I got there and I actually was going to pull the trigger and buy a lot of 3 broken Walkmans, I think it was $30, but then I was going to offer lower. And he counter offered to 25. I think I offered 23, which Mercari has a minimum offering to avoid lowball offers, which I thought was kind of cool. As a seller, I mean, as a buyer, I obviously wanted it as cheap as possible, but he countered with 25, and then I started researching a little bit more on the items, and I figured one of the items I think I could have made a $25 profit, but the other two I looked closer and they were GE Walkmans, the General Electric, and those aren't as valuable as the Sony. So
yeah,
I just thought about you and how you were doing it. So I just sorted, I looked it up, I sorted it, and then I went to the lowest price and then just started scrolling through.
Okay, so I guess there's a few things there that I would suggest. So with a lot of those lots and bundles, like I've told you before, I really enjoy picking those up as well. Whatever brands or items that are selling for me, I try to look for little lots or bundles and just get it together because it makes my life easier. But there's also, so there's two types of people. And I actually filmed a video on this today, which will go out tomorrow, and on kind of how I online source and just kind of tips and tricks on that. But there's two types of people on Mercari. There's the people that view it I guess there's 3 types. I don't know. There's the people that view it as a virtual garage sale. And so they're just trying to get rid of their stuff, as much of it together as possible, just to get it gone with some sort of money gained in their pocket. So those are the people that you want to target because they're just selling their stuff for cheap. So it's just a virtual garage sale. But then there's also resellers that resell certain things, but they have other things that they don't want to deal with. So then they lot it together, but they know how to do the research. So then they price it kind of accordingly.
Competitive with eBay.
Mind that they're targeting resellers and they'll leave a room for a profit margin. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. So in today's video, I found a reseller that had an athletic shoe lot basically. And they were all really nice, Nikes, Adidas, Asics. I know that I can sell them for anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks each. And I know I could profit 15 to 20 depending on the platform that I'm selling it on, and they were selling it for 50 bucks and $10 shipping. So I knew I would at least be able to double my money after selling all of them. And I think, yeah, I've told you about it before. I am happy to wait on items just to get my profit. And I know athletic shoes sell well.
They do.
I would have offered lower, but they've been on there a long time. They had a lot of reviews. They had 5 people that have liked it in the last hour, and it just got posted. So I'm do I want to just go ahead and bite the bullet and buy them now, or do I want to wait and lose it? I just went ahead and got it. So we'll see how all that does. But
So that's a good point. Like I noticed because I searched this morning on Mercari as well. I think I searched for like the non-receiver. That was the first thing I did. And
Mhm.
then in the evening, or that late afternoon at the end of work, it feels like the evening after being there for 8 hours. But I saw like a listing come up as new, for my recent searches. So that's good that Mercari's like targeting me with the brand new search. So you can maybe be the first one within like the hour, like you were saying, and jump all over the item. So I don't know. I saw the potential there. I think I just need to either keyword the search better or maybe just go with like lot, like you were saying. Or I think you were saying last time about you got to think of a person trying to just get rid of items that may not keyword things properly.
Yeah.
And maybe real basic, I guess you would call it, like lot of Nike shoes instead of like the exact model and size and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, a
Um,
lot of people just don't know how to word it. So like some people might not even know that it's called like a receiver. And excuse me, I'm very uneducated in this realm. I'm trying to learn more from you. But I don't know, like maybe just type in like the brand and
I think like home theater is a similar word. Like I'm still the receiver thing. I've never been like a big music audio guy, so like I don't have a bunch of that set up, but I am starting to see a lot of them. And speaking of that, I almost bought one of those today too
Mhm.
for I think it was $40, and then I could have listed on eBay for like 150 possibly. And I didn't do it because
The
I
cost
feel
may be
like
high.
no, it wasn't the cost. Like the cost I think was fine because I expect the profits to be lower, like you were saying, because you're paying up and getting it. But I think I was rushing at the end of work and I just wasn't in that like mindset of like, okay, I'm confident in this.
Yeah.
And I did sell on Mercari and there's like $8.90 stuck on my Mercari account because you have to have, I think, over $10 to move the money to your checking account, or they take like $2 away. So I've been trying to find like a reason to spend that $8.90. And
Yeah.
maybe the receiver was a good idea. Another thing too was the one I just
It's still
shipped out.
sorry, but it still might be there.
That's true. He had it for like $53, and I think I offered 40, and I think okay, no, I know what he did. He messaged back with a counter offer of $40 and said like some type of message saying like, "Oh, I meant to just accept this, but now you can go ahead and accept it." So when he sent that message, it made me really hesitant, and I don't know if that helps him as the seller by me accepting it rather than him accepting it. I'm not really sure, but it did make me pause for cause. Like I just was not sure because of that message, and that caused me to not go for it. And you don't know if it's working too. They could say working, and I don't know. I've never bought anything on Mercari, so I wasn't 100% sure if I could
Well,
return it.
it's going to be the same thing as like eBay or Poshmark. There's going to be some people that just want to get rid of stuff and they don't know that they should test it, that they should try to test it, whether they should clean their shoes or just list them as, or clean them up and sell them. There's just people that just want to get rid of stuff and people like us that want to make a profit off of it. They could be older. A lot of older people do stuff like that. You might just want to do like a little bit of digging, like look at their profile, see if they've been on there for a
Yeah,
while.
like
Um,
recent solds and stuff. Yeah.
what kind of review. So the good thing about Mercari is you always have to leave a review. So, well, not always. So after 3 days, if nobody
Yeah, I do know something about the review thing. Yeah, where they recommend, like, you have to say if you got the product and what you liked about it or something, and people just say
well,
like,
yeah, so they just kind of bug you for 3 days straight if you aren't leaving a review. But if you don't leave a review within 3 days, then they automatically get 5 stars. But
hmm, okay,
it just allows you to rate them. They just kind of have it set up to where you should be rating each other. So that way you rate the seller and then the seller has to rate the buyer too for them to get their money and then for the transaction to be complete. So the exchange really is just good reviews and just knowing that you are a reputable buyer or seller.
got
Um,
you.
but I would look that up for that person because I have looked at people before and some maybe seemed off and there was like 10 or 20 like 1 or 2 star reviews and I'm like
Oh, yeah, definitely a bad sign.
yeah.
How's your eBay feedback on your store? Is it
I
like 100%, or do you have like a couple negative feedbacks?
I have 100% thankfully.
I have like two neutrals, and I was always like thinking, oh, 100%, that's excellent, obviously, but then like 99 would be good. But I've actually heard like if you get lower than like 98, like it looks really bad because most everyone has 100% feedback or 99 feedback. So
Yeah, a lot of people I don't know. Some people are just in a good habit of it, but eBay doesn't make you require submitting a feedback or not. Some people are just in a good habit of doing it, and if they're not, then it's either going to go two ways. They either had a really good experience or a really bad experience, and they're going to let you know about it. Like, that's why all Yelp reviews for every restaurant are horrible, because it's only the people that had a bad experience.
Speaking of Yelp, whenever I started reselling and going to Goodwill more, because at first when I was reselling, I was doing things around the house, and then I eventually would go to Goodwill and stuff, but I was real secretive about it. Now I'm pretty honest with some of the workers there, like
Yeah.
the managers and whatnot. And I told them early on, I created a Yelp account and gave them a good review because there was one very bad one. That was the only review they had. And I was like, that's not right. So I showed them like the Yelp review, and I was like, look, I gave you guys 5 stars. Like, you're my favorite place to shop. And I think that went a long way. You know, at the time I was just kind of joking around, but yeah, building that rapport any way you can. And Yelp's a pretty good idea, because a lot of people, you know, they get stuff from Goodwill that's broken and then they can't return it maybe, or whatever, you know, a pair of shoes or something. So it's that was pretty neat. I'm surprised, because like I never use Yelp, you know, but some people, they use it like YouTube, like, you know, they want to be on it all the time and boost their profile or whatnot. So
Yeah, I think that's good. We've done that plenty of times too, when we've had like really good service and really good review, and everybody else is like either really mediocre or they're poo-pooing on the business. Then I don't know. I just really believe in, you know, what comes around goes around. So we've definitely done the same stuff. I was just thinking, when you were telling me about how you were searching or sourcing online on Mercari,
right.
like moving it from lowest. I wouldn't do that. Mercari's weird. There's something in their algorithm when you start messing with like sorting it from lowest to highest or sold versus for sale. Things just don't appear. I don't know why. I think they need to figure stuff out. So the best way that I found it is to go to the filter section and then just put like your max price in there and then look for it. I don't know. It's just a weird little trick. And then don't ever sort it by for sale versus sold, because if you do just for sale, then half of them end up missing. I don't know why that happens, but it does. And
Okay, so real quick, you guys heard it here first on Taylor Exchange channel. Brittani from Essential Endeavors has figured out the Mercari search engine, and she's putting her stamp on it now, that you just have to search it with a max amount that you want to pay for. That's tremendous. I mean, and part of the reason I stopped selling on Mercari is because the app, things didn't feel right. You know, it wasn't as fluid. And I know it's a new company and they probably have a million things they're working on at all times, but I didn't like, it wasn't as fluid, you know. But that's interesting to know, because yeah, like you said, you got to like look at the seller and see if they are like a good source, because, you know, you're going to pass this item to the next person and you don't want it to be terrible and you don't want to lose money.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't spend the time on it. You know, I was rushing, and, you know, maybe I need to actually sit at the computer and do it rather than like my phone at the end of work when I'm already kind of gassed from work, you know.
yeah. I would set aside like 30 minutes, an hour, maybe tops. And you can find some really great things. You can also source on eBay too, but eBay is a little bit more competitive. But yeah, I would just search Mercari and then do it by your search. Do it very broad, like we were talking about. So just do the brand and then the receiver, or just think of another way, like what you're saying, like home theater to describe it. Or you could do like home theater and then in the filter section, type in the brand over there and then do the search, because then it takes like what your search item is like home theater, and then it pulls the brand from them categorizing it as that, because some people just won't put it in the title or the description. It's only in the filter section.
Only in their little section for brand, not in the title.
So sometimes that can pull up some good items as well. So it's just,
man, I bet you if you did that and then flipped it, you would get 2 different like items coming at you. So that's, you've definitely spent 30 to 45 minutes like working on this.
I primarily source on Mercari. I talked about it in my video today, which, well, I don't know when this is going. I filmed it today. It's going to go out tomorrow. I don't know when your video is going live, but I sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And I have sourced from all three, but eBay is so competitive. It's really difficult to get good stuff on there just because there's so many people targeting it. But Poshmark and Mercari, like I can find, usually every single time I will find something. So I really have to limit myself. That's how I get death piles of things because I'm like, oh, it's such a good deal. I know I'm going to make my money. I'll just, it'll be pictured next week when I get to
Yeah.
it.
I think for me, it would be sourcing items that I like to photograph because there are some items I do not like to photograph. And I mean, even clothes, like just folding up, the act of folding a clothes. I mean, I hate doing my laundry. I hate folding the clothes when they get out of the dryer. So I
Yeah.
don't want to really like incorporate that into my like side business hobby, so like maybe some hard goods like games or,
Yeah.
real just easy things like that.
Yeah.
So
I did find
good though.
a lot of PS3 games on Mercari, but I think it was still a little overpriced because there were a lot of people that liked it. There was like, I don't know, like 15 games for $50 or something like that.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
no.
was like,
No, with games, I don't like to spend more than like $2 or $3. I mean, even if it's like $100 game, that's different, obviously. But I mean, most games are going to be between 20 and like $30 from what I've noticed. I
yeah,
mean, every
that's what
now and then
I
they'll
did
be at
too.
like $40, but yeah, you want to spend like five or less, I think.
Yeah,
But
that's what I just did. I just liked it so I could go back and do comps on some of the games, and they were selling for like 10 or $15 with free shipping each on eBay, and I was like, I don't think that's worth it. But I just saved it so I could do some research. So
just
that's
thought
a suggestion. Like
a
if you're
little, yeah,
trying,
yeah. So on something that's on my mind right now is part of the Mercari thing and what I was talking to you about is like I totally forgot, but somebody at our Goodwill got COVID-19, so they're closed for 2 weeks and they're cleaning the whole store. And then the other thrift store that's like there's like one main Goodwill in my town, and then there's a really good thrift store, and then there's some smaller ones that are more niche. And the other one, they're repairing their roof, so they're closed right now. So I haven't sourced all week like I typically do Monday, and then I would go Thursday. But yeah, I just haven't done any sourcing this week because of that. So I was kind of looking online. Luckily, I do have like some items here that I haven't listed from the weekend, like the weights lot that I got. I just took photos before getting on here with you.
yeah,
And I have like a few some shoes and like a couple clothing items that I still need to list. So that can kind of make me do the weekend, but then I really need to hope the garage sales are like good.
yeah.
So
I would just try out like tonight, just 30 minutes or an hour while you and your wife are hanging out. Like just look online, see what you can find, and not even just like your electronics. Maybe it's a little bit harder. People don't know how. You're gonna have to like really research and figure out how people
yeah,
word it. But look, I know you do shoes too, and you could look up game lots too, and just spend a little bit of time seeing if it's worth your while. But I would just because. I mean, I would suggest it because it'll come straight to your door within the next
right.
3 to 5 business days. So that way you'll have something just in case. Well, what that one Goodwill will be closed for the next.
2 weeks. Yeah. So that was I think the other guy that resells in town that like texts me every now and then, he sent me the photo. I think it was Sunday. Or no, it was Saturday because they're closed on Sundays. He sent it on Saturday and I was like, oh no. And then he mentioned that the other one, because he goes there too, and he was like, do you want to take a trip to go sourcing? And I was like, no, I do not. Mainly because I just I don't really want to drive an hour right now, to go sourcing. Maybe if I was full time, I would take more like trips, but right now my time is pretty valuable and
Yeah,
I don't want to spend it doing that. So
I,
nonetheless, though, the garage sales will be good, hopefully. And if not, I will be trying to figure out Mercari. And I didn't think of items that people are going to list. Like I was going to Google search that, like, what do people sell? Like, or maybe I'll just start talking to people, like, hey, what would you sell if you could sell anything? And, maybe that's the type of items that are going to be on there that people, will just be like you say, trying to get rid of. So, and I thought about not even opening the package all the way, like the receiver. I thought about just like cutting it if I got it and then like pulling it out, plugging it in, doing a couple tests, and then like sliding it back in the same box so it could save me a
yeah,
lot of time, because it takes like 15, 20 minutes sometimes to pack bigger items. So
yeah. That's smart. That's a good trick too. I mean, if you can get that figured out, hopefully it gets there in one piece. The good thing about
that
Mercari is,
was the other thing. Yeah. Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Getting
it,
there in one piece, like you're shipping a electronic big box pretty much like two different trips essentially. And
mhm.
I don't know about the postal service, man. It's like,
Well, it's delayed right now too. Like there's a lot of people that are having delays because of what's going on in the political realm of stuff.
I talked to one of the postal workers on Saturday, and he said 60 people have died from COVID-19 in the postal service. And then he said that they were on a hiring freeze, but I think they just got money. Um, I think the Postal Service just did. I'm not 100%, but I feel like I heard something about that like a couple days ago.
I don't know. Well, the only time, because we don't have TV, we're cable cutters. We don't
Whoa.
have media. We don't go out of our way to look at the news unless it's weather related. But with my husband's job, like we're gonna end up hearing about stuff that's important anyway. But the only time like unfortunately see the news is when I'm like doing cardio at the gym and it's everywhere because that's what
Yeah.
everybody else watches and keeps up with. So I mean, I get the important stuff, but so I just saw like whatever the last week of the post office or the USPS having delays and because people are
Yeah. Did you see the shipping on eBay? The priority is now 2 to 5 days instead of 1 to 3. Like,
yeah, and the prices have gone up a little bit too. Have you noticed that?
well, somebody at the other post office I go every day whenever I'm heading to work, she said it was because of Q4, and I didn't know there was like an increase because of that. And then I said, well, y'all increased prices last year, and she's like, yeah, what happened was last year they increased package prices, and then the year before they increased stamp prices. So she was like, well, we didn't increase the stamp prices, but we increased the package prices. So I think they like flip flop that every now. There it seems like they're doing it like every year. So.
Interesting. I should probably research that a little bit more since it has to do with it's like a big part of our job. I mean, it,
Yeah, I mean, occasionally I factor shipping in. If it can't fit in a flat rate, like I definitely have to, but the whole pirate ship, I mean, that's been working really well. And I think I still need to make a video from your request of the
yeah,
box in a bag.
yeah.
Um,
It's like I was
what?
gonna look it up, but I'm like, no, I'll just wait for Sean to do it because I want to obviously support you. But I was like, yeah, any kind of tips and tricks with shipping is always helpful. And I know everybody has such a different way of doing it. Um, And I completely forgot about this too. I heard it a long time ago and I knew about it and I've done it eventually, but I just didn't think about it. There's this other girl that has subscribed to me. Her name's Taylor Bell, I think. She just started her YouTube channel and she did
Oh,
Poshmark shipping video. And I thought she did such a good job on it. And she only uses like flat rate boxes. And as like an eBay person coming over to Poshmark, you'd be like, you can't use that unless you have a flat rate label. But Poshmark has a cool like contract set up with USPS, and you can use any sort of priority mail,
wow.
box, package, envelope, whatever you want, and you can get all of those for free and shipped right to your door. So basically, any sort of shipping supply that you need is free for Poshmark, which I guess kind of helps because their flat shipping rate for up to 5 pounds is $7.11. So sometimes it's hard
That's
to
pretty good.
well, it's good for shoes and like heavier things, but if you just want to buy one like tank top,
Oh,
like
it's 750.
yeah, like why would I pay $7.11 for shipping on that? So that's why they prioritize like bundles and stuff.
Mm.
But I I forgot about that until she did that video. But I do use the flat rate because I knew about it, but it just wasn't at the forefront of my mind. So I thought that was interesting because I'd never use it with eBay, but maybe I should like with Pirate Ship. Like if I could get better deals. I don't know. I have them, but
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, the deal with pirate ship is like it's just the box in a bag is essentially what it sounds like. You just box it up, and then what I do is I check the price on eBay, and then I open my pirate ship up, and then I put all the credentials in there. As long as it's less than 18 inches, it can be like any weight, and then you just plug it in and then get rates, and it does USPS, and then yeah, it's like a lot cheaper. They call it cubic shipping. A lot of people won't call it box and bag, they'll call it cubic shipping. But if you see a lot of eBay sellers that have all their packages and you see a lot of poly bags around boxes, that's what it is. Like, you know,
like
and I just never do what?
like clear poly bags.
Yeah, I got one here. So like this bag, which I actually cut these in half, but these are just like your poly bags. So
Oh,
I get the really big ones and then I cut them in half for smaller ones and just tape it, which I don't know if anyone does it. Probably not, but it saves me a little bit. What you do is if you have a big box, like those poly bags come in like 24 by 24, I think is
yeah.
like the big size. But I just get a trash bag and then I just cut the trash bag with a razor knife and then I just tape the trash bag. So it's a box in a bag and that falls under the guidelines for pirate ship. So the biggest score I've had on that is that combo unit that went to Hawaii. It was going to be like $58 USPS. And then I think it was around that for FedEx too. and then it ended up being like $12.78 for pirate ship. So that was tremendous. I mean, it's a huge game changer.
It was it still shipped via
USPS?
USPS, but it was shipped in a priority mail label, right? Or
it doesn't really matter because it had a black trash bag around it. So you could have put it in like a flat rate box or something, and then put the bag around it. Do what?
You can ship a trash bag?
Well, it was hefty. So like, essentially, that's what I did. Like a garbage bag. Yeah. I just put it around there and then I cut it and taped it. And I didn't get any extra bill. Like the people at the post office, they love me up there. I told them about the channel and they're just like, they're all for it, so I was surprised too. Today, I think I mentioned it to her and she was kind of like, wait, you saved how much? And then she like waited. She's like, it would have cost like 47. And then it ended up being, I don't know what I shipped today, but yeah, it was like a lot cheaper. And I was like, yeah, the pirate ship's got like a crazy deal with USPS. And
because of what I ship is not a lot of weight, typically shoes or just clothing, it was always cheaper to do it on eBay. And I did compare it to pirate ship. But I guess if I did bigger stuff like that, it would make more sense to look at alternative methods.
So for sure.
So it's based on, so your box in a bag is based on cubic
shipping. Yeah, cubic feet.
Interesting.
So there's like, here's an interesting one. So that Denon receiver that I just sold, the box was 19 inches when I had it packed. So I couldn't use pirate ship. And I was like really upset because I think it was like $37 to ship USPS. So I ended up cutting some of the bubble wrap out on the ends and then like boxing it to 18. But because it was like 17 inches, it didn't allow it on pirate ship. Or it did allow me to get the rate, but the rate was exactly the same as USPS. So it has to be 18 by maybe like 15 or 14. I need to figure that out. But yeah, it didn't change the rate. So I wasted like a lot of time reboxing it smaller and it still was the same rate. But on other items, I mean, like I said, I've saved like $20 and $30. So it really is, it changes how you source essentially. Because my profit, I'm trying to make $10 per item.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just really interested. So when you could you walk me through the process of how you did the box in the bag?
Here's like a regional A box. It's just like a standard box.
I mean, I get the box in the bag, but
oh, you didn't want to see me put it in a bag?
No. I get that, but the number is like, it just, I don't know how it goes from like whatever, $40 to then $12.
Yeah.
Because the weight is still the weight. So it's not based.
Well, what's even weirder about the pirate ship is you only put in 2 dimensions. So you put in the 2 largest dimensions. You don't put in a third for height. You just put length and width. And then the weight, I mean, is just whatever. So I should do a video like a share screen and do it. But
because I mean, I'm interested. So when I find things like this that I'm interested in and I need to go out of my way to like learn and stuff, then I always know like, hey, that would be a good video because a lot of people probably have the same question as me and don't know it. So you should definitely do that. Like those are some good, mix up some video ideas for you.
Yeah, I'm still like, I don't want to say terrible, but I struggle with videos sometimes. I don't know. I'm not fast with it. I recently I bought the annual Wondershare for Filmora.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $77 forever, or not annual, it's forever. It's a lifetime deal.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'm pretty sure like in 10 years, whenever the technology changes, I bet you have to pay. Like they're like, well, you paid for that version. So, but nonetheless, I mean, I think it was worth it because I didn't want to have the copy, they're like watermark on the videos.
Yeah.
And then I'm not like an Apple guy. So like I have the iPad mini, but I don't know. So I'm using, Android type stuff or, my ThinkPad to do the videos, but there's so much on that compared to the iMovie that it takes, I mean, there's so many like things you can do and it's a big learning curve. So I did my first video. I think it was the long one, the 38-minute one. And it went pretty well, but yeah, I spent like a lot of time on it. So I got a little faster towards the end of the video. Like I was kind of figuring out where to click and how to cut and all that stuff. But yeah, I think even doing like we're on a Zoom meeting now. If anybody's wondering, there's no like StreamYard tag on the top because we're actually doing the meeting and then we're recording it and then I'm gonna launch it probably Friday or Saturday. It just depends. Probably Friday night. But yeah, so there's a lot when it comes to the videos, and I want to put a little bit of music in, and you know, the cutaways I think are really important for the solds. Like, it gives people an idea of exactly what you're talking about, because I know I talk pretty fast, and this morning, like I said, I was in a rush, and I just wanted to like get it out there and like share with everyone, because I love whenever people are like, oh man, like that's cool, I'm gonna look for that, or like the comments and the feedback is really great. It keeps me like motivated to do videos, and to continue like reselling and finding items, you know, because I really, really enjoy that part
I
of it.
agree. That's my favorite part about YouTube and why I want to do YouTube and why I'm only on YouTube and not social media. I mean, we've been off of social media for 4 years, but the small YouTube community is like awesome. And obviously we're in the reseller niche, so it's even cooler because we actually get to know people by name and like we keep up with their videos and we support each other. And I think that is such a big component of like growing on YouTube, regardless of whatever niche that you're in, is like actually turning up and supporting one another. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get to a point of success, like you, I mean, the way that it works is like you just have to have a lot of people watching you and following you and supporting you. And I
Pretty
think
much.
the best way for you to show your appreciation is to at least go out of your way and support them too. I mean, that's obviously just an opinion, but I don't know. I just believe in
Yeah.
leading by example.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like the do unto others, you know.
Yeah.
So with learning, I've noticed that the more I immerse myself with it, like the better I get. So whenever I'm doing service calls, I'll just play a YouTube video of somebody who I like to follow, or somebody who has, you know, probably pretty much like the most recent stuff that gets posted, I try to watch.
Yeah.
And because I don't really have time to like look through for a specific video, but
Yeah.
I've learned so many tips like in the last couple weeks, like I guess this last month since YouTubing, that
Yeah.
have really helped. And it's from all over the place. So like I love dropping a comment, and I try to make it like as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
but
It
yeah,
shows
like,
you.
you know, like if you're learning a language, you'd want to go to that country and live there and try to like just use the language, you know. You wouldn't want to just go for an hour a day, you know. So like with reselling, if you really want to like up your numbers, just start watching the people who are, you know. I mean, that's really what I did, you know. I
Same.
watched some really big ones, and then I kind of got to the point where it's like, well, I'd rather watch the ones like around my level, because I want to, you know, I want them to grow, and I want to grow, and I want to like, you know, just kind of share
Yeah.
the love. You know, the other people that have, you know, they launch a video and they have like 2,000 views in 10 minutes. It's kind of like,
Yeah, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't really watch any of the big resellers anymore. Not that I don't like them, because I do, and I have learned a lot from them in the past, but they are so big that they don't necessarily need me to comment and to like and to support them. Even though I do, I just would rather put that energy towards somebody that needs it a little bit more. Because I mean, if people don't know, like to be able to get monetized on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours,
I
which like
know.
that kind of ratio doesn't add up to me. I'm like, that is a lot. I think 2,500 or 3,000 would be more reasonable. Like you would get it at the same time, but that's neither here nor there. But
I know.
I,
It's a tremendous amount. I mean, it's like, I think it's like 240,000 minutes of
yeah,
viewing, you know, and some people watch my videos for like 3 minutes, and I'm like, it's gonna be a long climb. Like,
the best way like that you can do is support someone in a smaller YouTube community that could use it, is even if you're not listening to it the whole time, just let it play.
yeah,
Like, or just let it play in the background while like you're doing your pictures. Like, let it be like that background noise, like people do it with TV. So I mean, if you really want to help someone, then just playing those videos. I do it
yeah,
for like everybody that I comment on. I watch the whole video to its entirety so I can leave a genuine comment, because I do care. But then in my spare time, like I will just pull up some people's videos and give them a few extra watch hours.
that's
Just
cool. Yeah, and I mean, I like the solds are probably like the most valuable ones, because if you're listing and you're just, you know, you have it go in the background, and then you hear a bunch of brands, and you're kind of like, you know, maybe it'll subconsciously like sit in your brain. You go to the thrift store or whatever, and you're looking through tags, and you're like, oh, what is this? Oh, wait, I know this from somewhere. Was it
yeah.
Brittany? Sean, like, was it Sean? I'm not sure. So yeah, definitely that's a good thing to do. So I really appreciate that. If you watched any of my videos, I know you do watch my videos. Like I watch
Yeah,
yours.
I mean, I fell behind this week just because life was a little bit busy, but this morning I binge watched all of your last week. Like while I was on the bike, I was just like watching your videos.
Very cool. Very cool.
So
I hope you pedaled fast. Like, do you have a Peloton? Are you a
no,
Peloton
it was just
rider?
at the gym. I was just on like a
Oh,
little
right.
stationary bike. I don't know what it is, like a
Is it like you guys do Planet Fitness or like a muscle gym, like the strength gyms or the CrossFit gyms?
yeah. We prefer more of like the strength gyms,
Cool.
but I mean, when we travel and stuff, we'll go to Planet Fitnesses if that's all that they have.
Yeah.
Like for me, a gym's a gym, but my husband is a very big. Um, he's not big, but he like
Yeah, I think if a gym doesn't have a straight bar, it's not really a gym. Like, if it doesn't have free weights, it's just kind of like I don't know, a place to exercise. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's not really a difference between that, but like there is a difference if you use free weights and then you go to a Planet Fitness and you have a Smith machine to bench on. It's just not the
yeah, we
same. Like,
can't. Like if we need to, we'll go to Planet Fitness, but we need like our barbells and our metal weights and just like kind of that feeling of a gym. And I think it's a big misconception. People think that they're like as soon as you walk in, you're gonna get judged. But it's just like your self-conscious telling you that.
yeah,
It's not, nobody cares.
yeah.
So, but
And the
yeah,
other thing is like, I don't know, when it comes to working out, people always try to like challenge you. Like, I mean, I have noticed that, if you're lifting next to somebody and then you're putting on weight, they're gonna like try to put on more, but
I think it's more of a dude thing. My husband,
maybe. It does happen though. It does happen, but
before we go in, he's like, okay, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna deadlift any more than 405 today. And then I was like, okay, well, if you're gonna say that, I'm gonna keep yawning about it. And then I look over, and then there's 5 plates on, and then an extra 25, and then a five, and I'm like,
dang.
I don't think it's for anyone else, but he just gets into the groove of it, and he's like, oh, I can do more, I can do more, I can do more. So, and he can, but
Yeah, that's tremendous.
huh?
And then that's like a lot of weight. I mean,
Yeah, it
four
is.
plates is 405, so it's a lot.
Yeah, he's been weight training for over a decade now, so it's just our hobby. Like I enjoy it too, but I also enjoy working out and lifting weights primarily because I like to eat. So
Oh,
so that's why I like to train. But it's also a good stress reliever too, and it's just good for like the endorphins and
yeah.
brain.
So do you work out in the morning or like afternoon? You guys
Morning.
did morning, right? Yeah, you mentioned that. So my garage is such a mess right now. Like I couldn't even work out if I wanted to, which it's kind of frustrating. Like I worked out Monday and then my truck was getting worked on. So I took like the stuff out of the back seat. I recently got a bunch of nameplates. Like my wife's grandpa had an engraving business and he had a
Oh,
bunch of plaques and like nameplates in his shop and he just needed them out. So I got like 6 boxes or 10 boxes of like new old stock brass plates and like walnut little things that you would put the name on it. So I don't even know. I think the pricing's like a few bucks for each, but I'm
yeah.
just gonna try to do giant lots and get them out of there. But that was all in the back of my truck, and then now it's all in the garage. So I
Mhm.
definitely need to just like probably I may even just take a photo of like the first photo be all of them together, and then just take some individual ones, and then just be like, I don't know if I should do a quantity thing or just do a lot. Like I really haven't decided. So
I don't know. I mean, do your research on it. I don't know. A quantity thing might be good.
my thing is they're like a custom thing. Like if somebody wanted the nameplates for their office, they wouldn't buy those. They'd want to buy those with the names on them. So
Yeah, it's
like,
more like an Etsy thing.
yeah. So I may need to find like a particular buyer and I'd like to just get them all. So maybe even locally, like try to find someone who does that and then just sell them all of it together just to save some time.
Or you could break it up into, I mean, this might be more of a pain. Like you could do like an overshot of like the box of them and just pretend like if you're breaking it up into 50,
Mhm.
50 segments because it'd be more affordable for people and it's more of a comprehensive number than 500.
Sure.
Uh, you just do the picture in the big lot and then like an up close picture included in the cover picture. I don't know. I would have to play around with it, but
And the other thing with that is like, I feel like there's some value there, but have you ever picked stuff up that like that? Like I don't sell those, but because it was free, it's kind of like maybe I should put the time into it, but I don't want the time to extend past like the money because I'm not sure. Like there may be like a few $100s there, but I haven't even gone through all of it, and I feel like I need to sort everything so I can
yeah.
get a count of everything. And I'm just curious, but I feel like if I can have like a quantity of 50 of just the nameplates, even if it's like a $6 sale, and maybe I only make $1, maybe that's like the type of item that may just bring traffic or like help my store, by having a bunch of sales maybe. So I've kind
Yeah.
of thought about that. That's part of the reason why I picked it up, because it was different and like I want to kind of learn different things. And it was just an easy opportunity, because he needed it out of his shop, and right now I kind of need inventory, so it's
Yeah.
not like the most
I mean,
desirable one.
you just never know. Because I know, I mean, a lot of people are always looking for deals, and those business owners are out there that
I
can
know that's
guys
that's what's
make
great about eBay.
you just
And
gotta
see,
work on those keywords, like to
right.
make sure that they are targeting those people.
Yeah, a lot of it is I need to look up what it is and then just see what the market is. But
Exactly.
you're right about like businesses, because when it comes to like eBay and Amazon, like that's the two big hitters, obviously. But Poshmark, like a business isn't going to go there for clothes. I mean, rarely they would go there for clothing or anything. That's more of like it's like niche platforms are developing, like Grail. Mercari is like kind of trying to do everything,
Hmm.
but they're still way far behind. And that's why, like you said, it's kind of easy to source, because there's so many people that aren't doing it as a business. It's just people in their house, like the commercials, and they're like, oh, I can just take a photo and get rid of my stuff. But
I love it. I've gotten so many great things off of my card.
what percentage profit would you say you get if you buy like a $10 item? Do you think that item will sell for what, like 30, or like what are you kind of
I mean,
seeing?
that's so, I don't know, it's very dependent on the item, you know. I could buy a $10 designer brand jeans and then they sell for over 100, and then shoes. I don't know. I would say on average I am paying up more, but I'm also saving on time and saving on gas.
It's true.
So where like my average cost of goods might be, I don't know, $3 at like thrift stores and places like that, I would double that for online sourcing. But the bigger the lots, the better deals that you get.
Yeah, because it's
So
the one shipping. That's exactly right. Like, if you guys are going to source from Mercari, find the lots to source for. That's what Brittany is telling us. That's the information I want to hear, and that's why I like having you on my channel.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna kind of wrap this up here. I gotta eat. I got a few things I need to do. I appreciate everyone watching. I hope you guys enjoyed our little chat. I mean, we hit on things like sourcing from Mercari and kind of just staying focused, staying healthy, going to the gym. And if you guys want to check Brittany out, her channel is Essential Endeavors. She finds the essentials together with everyone who watches. And you guys know me, Taylor Exchange. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to catch you in the next one. We'll do it on Brittany's channel next week, so make sure to follow her, subscribe, and drop a comment if you guys want to like talk about something. Maybe we'll throw it in our next conversation. All right.
Bye.
See ya.